السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة. أما بعد, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum. Today, Thursday, the 4th day of Ramadan, 1445 after Hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which is equivalent to the 14th of March 2024. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to continue our Quran commentary, that is the Tafseer we usually do in this mosque, and you see Abuja. We've stopped at 143, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 143. So we're going to start 144, inshallah. We've heard that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said He had made this ummah, the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be a just nation, ummatan wasatan, so that they bear witness over the prophets and their nations that have passed. When their followers, deny them, the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will witness and bear witness that yes, Allah has sent these prophets to these nations. So there's no denying the fact. And then Allah mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ is going to be our own witness that yes, he has brought the message and we've obeyed him. And then he also discussed on the direction in prayer, al-Qibla. Initially, when the Prophet ﷺ was in Makkah, the Qibla was Kaaba. But when he migrated to Medina and met some Jews there, Allah asked him to face toward Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem. But then the Jews started mocking the Prophet and his companions. That you have said that you are bringing a brand new religion, but you are still copying us, facing our own Qibla. They were happy though, but then they want to show that yes, they have been copied. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let us turn our direction to Kaaba. Allah, as we're going to read the verses today, inshallah, allowed us to face Kaaba again. But he said, yes, he's done that. To face Kaaba, now asking us to face Bayt al-Maqdis, asking us to face Kaaba again, such that he will let us know the true followers of the Prophet and the hypocrites, the munafiqun. The true followers will not complain, but the munafiqun will complain. Say, why are you telling us like, Masa? Masa, one northern Nigeria local, delicacy. You understand? So they will complain, but true Muslims will never complain, because the meaning of Islam is total submission to the will of Allah. May Allah help us. So Allah said, verse 144.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قد نرى تقلب وجهك في السماء فلنولينك قبلة ترضاها فول وجهك شطر المسجد الحرام وحيث ما كنتم فولوا وجوهكم شطره وإن الذين أوتوا الكتاب ليعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وما الله بغافل عما يعملون.
Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. We've seen how you always turn your face, you look upwards, showing that you are ready for any, revelation, any verse to be revealed as regards this Qibla, that these Jews are always saying things against us. So the Prophet will not initiate any ibadah on himself. He will always want to wait until Allah asks him to. You understand? But nowadays we initiate things on our own. It's as if we are better than the Prophet, subhanallah. While the Prophet has said in Bukhari and Muslim, Man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad. Whoever initiates any act of ibadah that is not originally in this deen is rejected. Why do you do acts of ibadah that are not originally brought by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You want to show that you love God more than the Prophet, or you want to show that you know God better than the Prophet, or you want to show that you are more religious than the Prophet? The Prophet said, I fear Allah more than any one of you here. Ana atqakum lillah, akhshakum lillah. So whatever is not recommended by the Prophet is called an innovation. That is bid'ah. You understand? Even the Prophet himself have to wait. He has to wait for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reveal what to do. قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. Then Allah said, فَلَنُوَلِّيَنَّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا. We're going to very soon turn you to the direction you so pleases. The Prophet wants to face Al-Qibla, to face Al-Kaaba. But then he could not do that on himself, by himself. He will have to wait until Allah asks him to do that. The Prophet wanted to migrate from Mecca to Medina, but he had to wait until Allah asked him to migrate. You understand? If he migrates without Allah's consent, Allah is going to be angry with him, and he will even return him back. When Yunus bin Matta ran away from his people because they were disobedient, he feared that if Allah's wrath were to be sent down on these people, it will include even the innocent ones. So he decided to say, let me move away so that Allah's wrath will not, fall upon me. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not ask him to move first. So when he moved, Allah returned him back. He asked, a very big fish to swallow him and then return him back, because it was not time for him to migrate. So even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam could not migrate until Allah asked him to do that. In essence, what we want to show is that you are not to do any act of ibadah without Allah's consent. If you do that, it's called bid'ah and innovation, and Allah will not accept that. however good you think that thing is still not good enough in the sight of Allah. If you want paradise, just follow the Prophet and don't believe in the acts, the deeds of the Prophet. Don't say, because he's a prophet now, me, I'm not a prophet. So if you can do 11 rakats, me, I want to do 100 rakats. That's called bid'ah. That's exactly what is called bid'ah. Just do 11. The Prophet said, "Man raghiba an sunnati falaysa minni." Whoever dislikes my sunnah is not part of me. If you say, hey, me, I will not do that one, I will do more. Why more? If you are more pious than the Prophet, Allah would have sent you instead of the Prophet. Then you will have been our own Prophet now. We call you Prophet Umar, if you are Umar. But we don't do that. We said Prophet Muhammad, مَا كَانَ مُحَمَّدٌ أَبَا أَحَدٍ مِّن رِجَالِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَخَاتَمَ النَّبِيِّينَ. So you see the name is Muhammad, not Umar, please. Mr. Umar, please. And Allah said, this Muhammad is the last and final and the seal of all prophets. So there is no other prophet after Muhammad. So don't think that Allah is going to send you because now you acquire some knowledge. No, you have to follow the Prophet. Then Allah said, فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. Now turn your face in prayer towards Masjid al-Haram, Kaaba. And after the Prophet, he said, وَحَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ. Anywhere you are, the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ شَطْرَ. Turn your faces towards Kaaba. That is why we face Kaaba when we pray. Everything we do in Islam has its origin from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't do things just because we want to do, we like to do it. No. We follow what is in the Quran and the teachings of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everything you do in Islam has its origin from the Quran and Sunnah. Why do you pray? It's in the Quran. Why do you face your direction, Qibla? It's in the Quran. That's Kaaba. It's Kaaba that we face. So if you are in the northern part of Kaaba, you face the south. If you are in the western part, you face the east, just like we do here. If you are in the eastern, you face the west. If you are in the southern part of Kaaba, you face the north. That's why you see Kaaba is standing here, you face all directions, just towards Kaaba. You understand? And in this verse, or in these verses, Allah said we should just face that direction. Because if you are far away from Kaaba, it's not possible that you're going to see the building of Kaaba. So you just face the direction. You understand? But if you can see the Kaaba building, you are not to face anywhere except the Kaaba itself. If, assuming this were the Kaaba, if you face a little bit towards the left or a little bit towards the right of that building, your prayer is not accepted because you are not facing Kaaba. But if you are far away, you cannot see the building, then you just face the direction. Whether it's a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, it doesn't matter. You understand? It doesn't matter. You are just facing the direction. مَا بَيْنَ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ قِبْلَةٌ. The Prophet was saying that anywhere you face in between east and west, you are still facing Kaaba. You are still facing the direction. You understand? Whether it's a bit towards the right of the Kaaba or towards the left of the Kaaba, it doesn't matter. As long as you're facing the direction there. So you see, there's no point for someone to bring his computer and say, this mosque, NUC mosque, is not exactly facing Kaaba. We don't need that. Because the Prophet says, wherever you face, as long as you are facing that direction, you are facing Kaaba. Maybe he's the contractor, he wants to rebuild the mosque at a price. You understand? I didn't say that somebody is going to come and say such things. But there might be time when somebody will come and tell you that you are not facing exactly the Kaaba. Doesn't matter, as long as you are facing the direction. It's the direction that Allah says we should face. وَحَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ فَوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ شَطْرًا. Face that direction. وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ. Know that those that were given the book, that's the Jews, that have started, this nonsense of saying that the Prophet is facing their Qibla, their Qibla. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقُ وَالْمَغْرِبُ. To Allah belongs the east, the south, the north, the west. Nobody can claim ownership. But since that's the case, go away with Baitul Maqdis. We have a better direction. That's the Kaaba. So Allah is saying, وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. They know that your facing Kaaba is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a direction from Allah. They know. Because they also read their books, and they read that the Prophet ﷺ is going to face Kaaba, and then after some time he's going to face Baitul Maqdis, and he will be returned back to Kaaba. So it's not new to them, but they are hiding this fact. They want to just show that your religion is inferior, and it's not. It's not. Allah said, وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا يَعْمَلُونَ. Allah is not unaware of what they do. Allah knows everything. And now He's revealing everything to us. Allah. Allah says what?
وَلَئِنْ أَتَيْتَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ بِكُلِّ آيَةٍ مَا تَبِعُوا قِبْلَتَكَ وَمَا أَنْتَ بِتَابِعٍ قِبْلَتَهُمْ وَمَا بَعْضُهُمْ بِتَابِعٍ قِبْلَةَ بَعْضٍ وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ إِنَّكَ إِذًا لَمِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ.
Now Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَئِنْ أَتَيْتَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ بِكُلِّ آيَةٍ. Listen, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if you bring all the references, all the facts, and give these Jews, Ahlul Kitab, they will never follow your Qibla, your direction and pray. They will never accept you. The unbelievers, including the Jews and Christians, are divided into two. There are those that, yes, when they have facts, they accept and believe and become Muslims. There are those that whatever you do, they will never ever accept Islam. Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ أَأَنذَرْتَهُمْ أَمْ لَمْ تُنذِرْهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. There are those non-Muslims that whatever evidence, whatever fact you can present to them will never ever become Muslims. They will never become Muslims. Do you understand? But there are others that when they hear the facts, the evidences, they will shed tears and accept the fact. They accept Islam. So now, this is one of the categories of those that would not accept Islam. Allah is saying, وَلَئِنْ أَتَيْتَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ بِكُلِّ آيَةٍ. Even if you are going to present every evidence to these Ahlul Kitab people, these Jewish people, مَا تَبِعُوا قِبْلَتَكَ. They will never ever worship facing your direction, your Qibla, Kaaba. They will even want to destroy, they want to destroy Kaaba. Yes, it's one of their plans, what they call Greater Israel. Maybe you've heard of this plan, Greater Israel. That's to say, they're going to extend their country to every place that history have recorded that their forefathers had once lived there. And there are very many evidences that the Jews have lived in Medina. Surah Al-Baqarah said, It's a fact, it's a test for that. You understand? Even now we're discussing the Jews because they were in Medina. So they want to extend Israel to cover up to Medina, Makkah and Medina. That's what they call Greater Israel. They have that plan. وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. They plan and Allah destroys the plan, and Allah is the best of planners. He will not allow them, inshallah. So for that plan, they are planning to destroy Kaaba. Because when they assume leadership of all these lands, they will not want to see any place of worship except their own. So they will want to destroy Kaaba, and Allah will not allow them. They hate you. They hate your Kaaba, your Qibla. Allah said, they will never ever accept or follow your direction. وَمَا أَنْتَ بِتَابِعٍ قِبْلَةً. And I know you, Prophet Muhammad, or you Muslims, will not follow their direction. You understand? Nobody will say, let me face the west or the south and pray. He himself will know that that prayer is not accepted, unless if he's done that ignorantly. So Allah is saying, وَمَا بَعْضُهُمْ بِتَابٍ قِبْلَةَ بَعْضٍ. The Jews, in the Jews, there are those that follow the Mosaic religion. That is, they follow Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and there are those that follow the Christian religion. That is, they follow Isa alayhi salam, and all of these two are Jews. Because Jew is a tribe. You understand? The Jews are just a tribe. So amongst that tribe, you have Christians and you have those that follow the Mosaic law, the Mosaic religion. So Allah is saying the Christians and the Jews, let's say Jews are those that follow Musa alayhi salam. Even in Jews, you have Christians. You will never follow the direction of each other. You will not believe to worship the way the others worship. Because Allah is saying, وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ لَيْسَتِ النَّصَارَى عَلَى شَيْءٍ وَقَالَتِ النَّصَارَى لَيْسَتِ الْيَهُودُ عَلَى شَيْءٍ وَهُمْ يَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابَ. The Jews will say the Christians are doomed. They are going to hellfire. They are just wasting their time. And the Christians will say the same against the Jews. They say, these ones that are claiming to worship Allah in the Mosaic way are doomed because they do not accept Isa, that is Jesus, as Son of God. As they used to say, Son of God. It's blasphemy to say that. Blasphemous. So they will say, because they reject Jesus, they are also wasting their time and going to hell. Allah said, وَهُمْ يَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابِ. They all read the books. They all read their books. They know about each other from their books, because all these revealed books, are saying about the prophets of past. So they all know this. The Christians know about Musa alayhi salam, and we also know about Jesus, and we know about Musa and other prophets. So all these books are revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what this is saying, that whatever you do, they will never follow each other. وَمَا أَنْتَ بِتَابِعٍ قِبْلَةً وَمَا بَعْضُهُمْ بِتَابِعٍ قِبْلَةَ بَعْضٍ وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ. Suppose you follow their whims and just wishes, because they keep the book aside and follow their own wishes. That's what the Jews will do. They say, نُؤْمِنُ بِبَعْضٍ وَنَكْفُرُ بِبَعْضٍ. They will read Allah's book, revealed to them. They will just say, yes, we believe in this, but we don't believe in this. They are the ones to tell Allah what they want and what they do not want. Subhanallah. Then Allah said, if you follow them, that is, you are following their wishes. Not the revealed, not the revelation, but wishes. وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ أَوْ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ. After this knowledge you have been revealed to you, and you decide to follow the Christians, the Jews, and abandon your revealed book, then Allah said, إِنَّكَ إِذًا لَمِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. You will be recorded against the transgressors. Allah knows the Prophet ﷺ will never do that, but He's telling him so that he tells us, whoever rejects true knowledge from Allah, that's Quran. Quran is the true knowledge. Whatever contradicts Quran is null and void. Quran is the test for other faiths, for other religions, for other revealed books. Whatever is not mentioned in the Quran, you don't accept it. Even if you do not deny it, know that Quran is your compass, is the one that will show you direction. Do you understand? Don't abandon the Quran and start following other books. Say, hey, but in the Christian religion it said this, so let's do that. Why? You are not a Christian, you are a Muslim. Whoever worships Allah besides in any religion besides Islam is not going to be accepted. وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. So as Muslims, let's be proud with our books, our revealed book, Quran. There's everything we need in the Quran, everything. We don't need to copy anyone. By the way, we are the ones to be copied. Do you understand? Even the Constitution, we don't need to copy the Constitution. You copy the Constitution from the Quran. If you want to have a viable, standing Constitution that will stand the test of time, copy it from the Quran. Because anything beside Quran is called Hukmul Jahiliyyah. Af Hukmul Jahiliyyati yabghun. Do people need Hukmul Jahiliyyah? Something that is against Allah's wills on earth? You are supposed to be vicegerents, representatives of Allah on earth. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. You are supposed to be the Khalifa of Allah, to do what Allah wants on earth. I hope it's clear. So your religion, your Quran is your direction. Your Quran is your constitution. Your Quran is your everything. Everything you need. مَا فَرَّطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. There's nothing that we have not discussed in the book. Although the book is referring to Lawh al-Mahfuz. Inshallah. So Allah is saying, وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ مَا لَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ إِنَّكَ إِذًا لَمِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ.
الذين آتيناهم الكتاب يعرفونه كما يعرفون أبناءهم وإن فريقا منهم ليكتمون الحق وهم يعلمون.
Now, الذين آتيناهم الكتاب. Know that those that were given the book, أهل الكتاب, يعرفونه. Those that have been given the Torah or Injila, the Jews and the Christians, يعرفونه. They know Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam كما يعرفون أبناءهم. The way they know their own biological children. You know, if you have like 5 children at home, you know them even when you close your eyes and just hear their voice. Even in the dark, if one of them comes into your room, you call him by his name. Musa, you say, yes, Dad. Why? Because you know him right from his childhood. You are his biological father. You know your children, your kids. If you see any of them, you say, this is my son. Because you know him, he resembles you. You're the one that have given birth to him. So the Jews and Christians, they know everything about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The way they know everything about their own biological children. How? Because everything has been revealed to them in their books. So when they saw Prophet Muhammad the first time, they knew he was Muhammad. They said, oh, this is the man. Because everything, his nature, where he's going to be seen, you understand? His attitude, everything has been discussed. Even the land is going to appear, has been discussed in their books. So when they saw the Prophet ﷺ, they knew that this is the Prophet we've been looking for. The only problem they had then was the Prophet now is not a Jew, but an Arab. So they said, hi, how can we follow the Arabs now? Because they know that any tribe that has been given the prophethood now will become the leading tribe. They will lead the world. Now, they have been leading the world for several centuries because very many prophets have been from the Banu Israel. But now the prophethood, and the last one, the most important one, is going to be removed from their hands and be given to the Arabs. Now the Arabs are going to be the leaders of the world till the end of time. So they say, no, never. Over their dead bodies. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق. حسدا, jealous. They were so jealous that they would not allow an Arab to lead the world this time around. Had this prophet been a Jew, they would have embraced him, and publicized him and make him known to the whole world. But alas, he's not a Jew, he's an Arab. So they will not follow him. That's the Jews, because they say, "Nu'minu biba'din wa nakfuru biba'din." We follow some of the teachings revealed to us by Allah and we reject others. They reject Allah's revelation. So this is one of it. They reject Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he is not a Jew, he's an Arab. So they will not follow him. Jews following Arabs? I know, over their dead body. But they knew that this is the last and final Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الذين آتيناهم الكتاب يعرفونه. They know him كما يعرفون أبنائهم, the way they know their own biological sons. وإن فريقا منهم, some of them لا يكتمون الحق, always used to cover the truth. They will erase or change their books so that the followers of this religion will not, understand that this verse is discussing about Muhammad and follow him. They will change. Allah has caused them in the Quran saying, فَوَيْلُ لِلَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ. War, torment, hellfire awaits those that change the book using their own filthy hands to change the truth, and they will say that is the way Allah has revealed it, because they want some money from people. They will say revised edition, revised standard edition, new revised edition, new revised standard, all the wordings, and they will say bestseller. Why Book of Allah is saying bestseller? Is it the novel? Or they will say over 2 million copies sold. Why? لِيَشْتَرُوا بِهِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. They want money. Money, because they know they will not get Jannah. They have changed what Allah said. So why not get money if they cannot get Jannah? Then let them get some money. You understand? Allah said, punishment awaits those that change the book with their own hands, and they will say that is how Allah revealed it. Punishment against them, what they do, punishment against them from what they earn. That's small money amount that they will just spend it in this world. So now Allah is saying, some of them cover the truth, and they know that they are covering the truth. Allah said what?
الحق من ربك فلا تكونن من الممترين.
الحق من ربك, the truth is from your Lord. Whatever Allah says is the truth. قوله الحق. His words are the truth. So if you want to find the truth, read the Quran. Whatever story of the prophets of past you heard, read the Quran. Does it coincide with the Quran? If yes, then it's true. If no, reject that one and follow Quran. Al-haqqu min rabbik. You find the truth only from Allah, from your Lord. You understand? Whatever contradicts the Quran is wrong and false. But whatever the Quran, brings is the truth. Because Allah knows more than we do. You understand? Then Allah said, فَلَا تَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْمُمْتَرِينَ. Don't be among those that, doubt. Don't doubt anything about Quran. Even if you don't understand it, ask those that know. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. You might have read something in the Quran and you don't understand. Don't just say it's wrong. No. Ask those that know. They will tell you better. That's how to do it. That's how to treat the Quran. But everything in the Quran is the truth. May Allah help us. So we're going to stop here. We have 147 verses. So if you have any question before we say come, please ask. You are free to ask your questions. Alhamdulillah. In the absence of any question, let me just read one advice that scholars give during Ramadan. We have said, one, you should be constant in your prayers. Try to see that you do not miss any account of the 5 daily prayers. Then you try to guard your tongue. Do not say things that would, nullify the reward of your fasting. If anyone even wants to fight you, tell him that you are fasting. You are fasting. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah does not want you to stop eating or drinking if you cannot stop creating lies or spreading them. So please, be careful. Then the next one, scholars say, you should try to learn from this Ramadan that you should stop bad habits. It's just like a school. When you graduate, you have a certificate, you will become a better person. You understand? So if you know that you smoke cigarettes, for example, or you take alcohol, subhanallah, or even you indulge in having intimate relationship with other women besides your wives, this is the time to stop it. There are also many other wrongdoings that we do. But what is expected of us is at the end of Ramadan, you are now a changed person. You will not go back to your old ways. If you see after Ramadan, you have gone back to your old ways, that means you have not benefited from Ramadan. You have not benefited. Please, let this be our takeaway. Take home, please. Try to see that as you've stopped doing those bad things for 30 days, become a changed person. May Allah help us.